What's up, Illini Nation? It's your man in the middle, Deon Thomas. Hey, I'm not coming here to join you tonight with a special guest. In our first episode, we had Coach Brad Underwood, and in my belief, and of course I've been doing this for a minute, both on the basketball court and now in the studio, but it takes two, as the old Rob Bass song used to say. It takes two to make a thing go right. So you got the coach, and now you got the player. Tonight, we on here tonight with Ayo Dosunmu, preseason All-American, preseason All-Big Ten, one of two unanimous players to be selected All-Big Ten. And Big Fella, I got to tell you, my vote was in there too for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
But, you know, I got a little overruled on that one. But thank you for joining us tonight. I know you just got out of practice. So, Big Fella, thank you for taking the time to sit down with me.
No problem. My honor. It's an honor. Thank you.
Oh, no, the honor is mine, man. And we're going to get the elephant out of the room right now. Everyone was sitting on pins and needles when you were looking at the NBA and trying to decide what's going on. I remember those days. My junior year, I had people come to me and say, oh, D.I., you need to leave. You're going to be drafted in this position, this position. My grandmother shut that down immediately and was like, no, if you don't have your degree, you're not leaving yet. So I stayed my butt there for my senior season. Walk me through what was the process with you? I know how close your family is. I know how both your mom and your dad and you guys all sit and you focus on what's best for you. Walk me through a little bit of that process in you coming back to Champaign.
It was a very thought out process. Definitely. It was a process that I truly believe I took my time and I got the best decision out of it. Really pretty much throughout the process, I was really focused on, enter my name into the draft and staying in the draft. I was talking to teams, I was working out tons. I was, treating myself as a pro with like getting my recovery, my proper development, eating right. Of course, but the pandemic we were in, that changed a lot. Not being able to actually go down and meet with the GM that I was spoken on Zooms with. That's all we did. We really just had Zoom meetings all day. So just not having a normal NBA process and also not having the time to actually show my talent in front of scouts at the Big Ten tournament, NCAA tournament, it just made the decision tougher. And then ultimately I decided to come back because I wanted to get my full worth. And I know I had a great once in a lifetime opportunity to come back and compete for a national championship.
Well, that was one of the things that I loved when you put out the video. You mentioned that, hey, work isn't done. I still got things to do. I loved it. And let me say this, I have to be in agreement with you. I think that not playing, the Big Ten tournament being shut down because of the pandemic, the NCAA tournament being shut down because of the pandemic, as well as you not being able to have those face-to-face relationships, conversations, workouts, I thought it worked in your detriment. I sit on the sideline and I watch you all the time, so I know the player that you are. I see your leadership on the court. I see how quick you get that stuff in transition from end to end, and you can finish basically anywhere around the basket. And then let's not forget to talk about how you close out games. As you saw, I don't know if you saw when I tagged you earlier today, I said the kid has ice water in his veins. I love the way you close out games. I love the way you point at your arm when it happens. Tell us a little bit about at the end of games, and you know you're the man. Wisconsin knew you were the man, and everybody else knew that, and Michigan knew as well that you were going to be to close out the game. What's your thought process walking out of those timeouts, coming to this last second, depending on, and regardless of whoever it's against?
I just try to fall back on my instinct. That's definitely where I try to fall back on my muscle memory, fall back on all the work I put into the gym. And I was just talking to someone yesterday, and I told him like it's a quick instinct. It's like just about seizing the moment for those 3 to 5 seconds. And once you get in that position, you just fall back on your hard work, your dedication, the work you put into the gym. So once I get into those situations in the game, it becomes kind of easy for me because I know what moves I worked on. I know how to release it because I work on it so much, and I have a lot of confidence in myself, my game, my teammates. They believe in me. My coach that believes in me.
You know what? You said something that I thought was perfect. I remember when I was coaching, I had a kid on my team that took a shot and we missed that shot. And I asked him afterwards, I was like, why'd you take that shot? Is that something that you've been working on in practice and in your downtime that you felt comfortable taking that shot? You just mentioned the fact that you fall back on your muscle memory, which is one of the things that the great Kobe Bryant used to always say. He said, man, how do you make these tough shots? He's like, because I practice those tough shots all the time. So it's great to hear that you are practicing not just, your the shots that you can make, but that you're out there creating and inventing tougher shots. So when that time comes, it makes things simple for you. And simple, you do make them look simple.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all it is. Hard work. That's anything in life. You put the time and you put the dedication into it, you get a successful outcome. So that's what I try to do in my game. Definitely, especially this summer, because I know with all the preseason accolades and all the work I put into, I know it's like a chip on my shoulder. I wouldn't say like a bounty, but I know whenever I play any other guards, any other teams, they not just coming from me, but they come from Illinois. The work we put in, how we turn so many heads, so many people are talking about us. So um, I make it extra important to myself to go 10% harder, go 20% harder, because I know in the game they go every time someone plays us, it's gonna be their best game, it's gonna be a championship game. They're gonna try to make a name off of us. So me being a leader and me understanding the circumstances, that's definitely why I go much harder in the gym and work on my game.
Yeah, I love that. And I've been watching you since high school. Of course, I saw you when you came into Illinois as a freshman in the great freshman year that you had last year. If someone was sitting outside watching you or playing against you, what do you think would be the biggest difference in your game this year? Like I know, people knock you, say, well, he's not a great shooter. It's not this, it's not that. What will we see different, or I guess better from Ayo Dosunmu this year?
Definitely, you're going to just see a much improved, polished player. My freshman year, I was really not. I wouldn't say I'm just surfacing the surface, just touching around the surface. But I pretty much was like, I had the talent, but I really never played the collegiate level. So the game was it was new to me, but I still found ways to be successful. And then, of course, my sophomore year, it was definitely ups and downs, but I found, the ways to be successful and ways to keep striving. But, me not being a junior, me having 2 years under my belt, you're going to see a much more polished player. I definitely know all the spots to get my shots off. A much improved leader. I think that's very important. The route we're taking and, how important this season is for everyone. It is very vital that, me being a leader, I lead from day one when we play North Carolina A&T to the last game of the season. And, of course, my percentages will go up. 2-point percentage, free throw percentage. I'm trying to shoot in the 87 to 90% free throw line. My 3-point percentage, I put a lot of work into it. I'm at a great spot with my shot. I'm in a great spot overall in my game. So you're just going to see a much more polished player who's looking to work and try to win as many games as possible.
Well, I tell you this: if that's the case, the Big Ten and the rest of the country better be scared because you already play above your age. And I
Definitely.
mean, that is for sure a compliment. I watched you as a freshman. To see the way you came in your freshman year, and I would tell people when they would ask me, well, how do you think Ayo is going to be his freshman year? I say, okay, first of all, let's understand he's a freshman, so let's not put that kind of pressure on him. But you made me look like a liar because you came out and played like a junior or a senior, big fella. You made it look
Thank you.
so easy your freshman year, and I think a lot of that has come from your dedication, your hard work, go through high school and then coming into college. Tell me, and I know your dad well, and I know what he has done in the city for a lot of the kids in the city, as well as your mom. She's a basketball mom. Tell a little bit about how how their relationship with you and your family has helped progress you into the spot where you are now.
My parents, they're everything to me. They've been with me from the start. They pushed me in so many ways. Um, it's very unique because my dads, they push me like to the limit, but they do it in different ways. Like my dad, he's the analytic guy, so he the ones who definitely comes to the gym with me. He watches all of my games. He tell me, if I'm missing a shot, what am I doing wrong? If I'm in a funk and I'm not playing to the level of my expectation, or if I'm missing easy shots, he just tell me where to get to it, how to make the adjustment. He's pushing me to work on my game to be better, always wanting more. And my mom, she's pretty much the same way, but she does it in a mom version. So she's encouraging me. She's motivate me in a different way. She's watching all the games also. She's telling me her input. She's telling me, always to keep working, never stop working. And I'm very grateful, to have two role models pushing me to the limit, two role models I can look up to. And, if I ever need anything, I know they're there for me. And not just my parents, but my sister. Excuse 1 second. All right, my sisters, my brother, they always there for me too. And my family, I'm blessed because my family, they always come and support me. They make sure I have anything I ever need, and it's very grateful. So when I see that type of support and I see that type of care for my loved ones, it just makes me want to go harder. It makes my job much easier.
So I'll tell you this: one of my favorite things is when I finish broadcasting the game, and every game I get up and I go and I talk to your mom and I talk to your dad.
Yeah,
Not so much about you or about what you did, but just looking at your family unit and the support that they give you and that they give one another is not just inspiring for you, it's inspiring for me. I mean, it helps make me a better dad. And I think I'm a pretty good one already, but
yeah,
helps
definitely.
me become an even better one, especially knowing, where they're from. So it's a plus. I love my Chicago people, and I love the ones that, like I said, I've known your dad for years. So it feels good to see them come out and show you the support, and not just you. I mean, they support every
Every-
member of the
Yeah.
team, from the coaches down to the walk-ons and the managers, which is impressive. Which leads me to my next question. Of course, we got incoming freshmen, had a really good freshman class. We had a couple of guys sitting out with Jacob and Austin, and I consider them newcomers. Now they've been around the team for a while, but this will be the first year that they're on the court. If
Yep.
you had to pick, then I shouldn't say that because I don't want to put you in a position where you have to say one or two guys is better. But how has the newcomers, including the freshmen, come along, and how have they grown so far since you guys have been practicing?
Definitely. They're coming along pretty well. Of course, it was a kind of rocky at first. I'll speak on the freshmen first. Them being freshmen, them actually, this is the first time that they had these competitive practices in a row. They're all highly touted, so I'm pretty sure they went to camps where they had high intensity practice for maybe a week or the week and a half max. But this is 5 days in a row. Every day, 3 hours intense practice, and they handled it well. They're definitely finding ways to pick their spots. They're definitely getting better. They're very confident. They compete. Um, I'm very excited about what I have saw from our freshmen. They're going to help us this year a lot, and it's just good to see them from the first day they got here to now. The improvement that they made, and the newcomers also. They never actually threw a jersey on, but they're getting better and better each day, getting stronger. Confidence is rising. That's all you can ask for as a leader, to have your teammates having confidence, because at the end of the day, we're going to need everyone to accomplish our goals.
And I'm going to take this back to a little bit of high school. I enjoyed watching the brief time that you and Adam were on the court together in high school, and now transitioning that over to Champaign. I think he's going to be a big help for you. On the outside, as I look at it, to have you two being able to play the wing and get out the way you do on the break. How do you think that his coming here will assist you in doing so, and vice versa, you for him?
It's going to be, very. He's going to be very complimenting to me. When I'm in those ball screens, I have the ball in my hand, kicking out to him. him making shots, stretching the floor is going to be very good and vital to our team. That's something we missed last year. Well, I wouldn't say we missed it, but that's something that we didn't do very well last year. It was outside perimeter shooting. So, team can't really load the box in on me or any of our guards because now we have guards who are going to be capable of to step up and shoot it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that was one of the questions I had from a few people. That, well, yeah, shooting. I was like, well, Ayo's and shooting is going to be much improved.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
what's going to make it even better is there are a bunch of guys around him now that can shoot the basketball. And I think that's going to be a different look than people have seen from Illinois in the past. But that's also a credit to, one, the development that you guys have gone through with the staff and with Coach Underwood. So you mentioned the practices. How have those guys been able, and I've seen the Brad Underwood practice. How have those newcomers and the young guys, and you touched on it a little bit, that they're probably not used to it on an everyday basis. Give me a Brad Underwood story that, and nothing to, I'm not one of these people that wants you to put everything out there, but give me one good story that the freshman had to wake up one day and say, oh my God, I'm not in Kansas anymore. One of those Dorothy moments.
Really, it's just it's been so many. Coach, he's very hard on our freshmen, but it's just they do a great job in the majority of practices. But some practices where they just may come, they may just come. I won't say unprepared, but you put so many practices in a row, and then just that one practice where they may be tired, they really don't feel like getting up that day. So if they have one of those practices, they're not playing right, coach will really get on them. He'll make it very hard for them. He it's all tough love though, but he'll just motivate them for them to understand that the way our schedule is, we have three good teams coming here, State Farm Center. Then we play Baylor, number 2 team in the country, Duke, number 8 team in the country, Missouri at Missouri. So it's like he just did a great job preparing them for facing adversity. Every day, every night is going to be dudes you're going to play against. You may not know. They might not be highly touted, but at the collegiate level, everybody has dudes who can play. So coach just yell at them, make them run, just stay in their chest. But they face the adversity the right way, and I was excited to see it.
Well, I tell you, I'll give you a little story, and I don't know if you've heard this story before. You weren't there yet at Illinois, so I'm sitting at the broadcast table before the game starts. Coach comes over. He says, Deon, at the end of this game, I got a question for you. And I'm like, all right, coach. Of course, I'll be here. I'm doing the post game. So he comes over after the game. He says, you would have loved to have played for me, wouldn't you? And I looked him dead in the eye. I was like, man, please, if I had played for you, I might have 3,000 points instead of 2,000 points. I love the speed of the game that coach plays with, the fact that he allows his bigs to step out and really explore the rest of their game. Because you may not know, I'm 50% in my career in 3-point shooting at Illinois, but that's only 1 for 2 because my coach wouldn't let me shoot them. And as I told Coach Henson at the end, I said, Coach, you realize I could have been doing this my whole career, right? And
yeah.
But that's one of the things I love about Coach Underwood is the fact that, yes, tough love, which is what I believe all players need to an extent, because he pushes you, like you said, to make you better, not to hurt you in any shape, form, or fashion, but to get you to understand that this level is difficult. And you have to be able to rise above everybody else on this level, and can't do that sometimes by just patting people on the back. But I've seen him do both. I've seen them young guys, and then I've seen them hug them, which is one of the best things that you can do. So with that in mind, with him pushing guys, with him pushing you, because I've seen him push you.
Definitely.
You as a leader, with those freshmen coming in, what is the one thing that you tell them? Because you've been through the storm, you're still in the storm, but you're at a point now where you have elevated yourself past most players. And what is the one thing that you tell them as they're coming in, because they're definitely looking up to you?
I just tell them to receive and get the message, not the tone. So, coach, He, you know, Coach Underwood. He's a fired up guy. He's a great coach, but he sometimes his message may not come off, you know, where he just coming at you and just talking to you like this. That's not the type of guy, the type of coach he is. It's times where he definitely will come to you if he know that you know you probably can't handle the way that he's talking to you. He definitely will find a different way to get his message off. But besides that, I just try to tell the players, really the freshmen, get the message, not the tone. Don't get the tone that he's yelling at. Don't get the tone that he's maybe, you know, shouting at you or screaming at you. Don't get that, because at the end of the day, the message is all the same. Just get the message that he's saying, because sometimes coach may just do that just to stir the pot, just to see how you may react. And that's pretty much my advice for them. I tell them all the time, as you know, we're 1 week away from tomorrow from playing, to say always get the message out of tone, because this whole season is going to be times where coach is going to go ballistics on us. He's going to, you know, curse us out, you know, say we soft, but at the end of the day, it's all tough love. At the end of the day, we know it's for the greater cause. We know he's a great coach. We know we're a great team. So just try to receive the message whenever he does. You know, it is your time to get yelled at.
I tell you, I love that. I love that. And you touched on the tone of receive the message. Receive the message. There was a message that you sent your freshman year, signing with the University of Illinois, coming to the University of Illinois, especially since Chicago and the recruiting had been down, and you said, no, I am staying home to play for my state school. Why would I go somewhere else when I can build something special here?
Right.
Talk a little bit about that process, your decision in making that process, because I can tell you it meant the world to both the University of Illinois. You know, I'm like you, and I stayed home, but it's meant the most for the University of Illinois. And I think it has rebuilt that connection and love between Chicago, our city, and the university.
Oh, yeah. It was just like you pretty much said it. You pretty much answered it. Why go play for another coach when I could play, create my own legacy at my own state school? You know, we win national championship this year. This is something that, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now is going to still be there. So I just pretty much want to have that legacy in my home state. I want to help my home state build up. We're doing a great job at it so far. Being preseason ranked number 8. That's something we want to continue to do. We want to continue to be in those conversations with other great programs. And we want to prove we can hang with other great programs. So that was just my goal. And we're accomplishing this so far, but we still have a lot of work to finish the mission.
Well, I tell you this, I love that. I love the thought process behind it. A lot of people don't realize or understand that the University of Illinois basketball team is the 11th ranked basketball team in the history.
Right, exactly.
Basketball. And people don't understand that. They don't get it. So I love the fact that you said, hey, no, I'm going to stay here and put this on the map. And I think a huge part of that is why Adam Miller is there. Right. I mean, I think you have begun to blaze a trail of Chicago guys coming back. Because you know that whole 89 team, and I know you're a historian of the game, were all from the state of Illinois.
Exactly.
And you know, and I think you were the beginning of things like that happening again. And I appreciate that. As an alum, as a former basketball player at the University of Illinois, I appreciate that. And thank you for the time that you've shown. So I'm going to hit you with the last one, and then I'm going to let you go, because I know you got to get home, got to get showered, got to get your studies going.
Yeah.
So I had someone ask me, and I told them, I was like, there's no way in the world that he would not know this. But they were like, no, you got to ask him anyway. Funny question. Who is the all-time leading scorer at the University of Illinois?
You.
Thank you. So you just made me the truth again. I was like, no. I was like, if there's one thing I know about Ayo, he is not just there bouncing a basketball. The kid is a student of the game and understands it.
Thomas. That's why I'm honored to be here.
Oh, no. Trust me, young fella. It's a pleasure to watch you. It's a pleasure to cover you when I'm on the sideline. And I thank you again for joining us today on Champaign on Ice, baby.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man. It's been a pleasure.
All right. Thank you, Ayo. I'm going to let you go, brother, but appreciate you so much. So, Illini Nation, we have the man. He has joined us today, came out, took some time with us. So please make sure you hit the subscription button. Check out the iPod on iTunes, on Spotify, and anywhere else you get your social media. And check out Ayo. Follow him as you all do anyway, as I do. It's just great watching this young man's development. Ayo, go ahead and give your closing remarks to Illini Nation.
Like Deon said, just subscribe to it. Enjoy. I'm going to enjoy you guys watching us play this season. We start 1 week from Wednesday, so just I know you guys can't come, and it's a bummer that you can't come and support us. Like the Orange Crest, we really going to miss you guys, but just cheer us on from home, and we're going to start our start making history.
Yes, sir. Go Illini, baby.